Hello, this is Harry Paden. I am the host of Paden's Pulpit. Today is season 2, episode 35, season 2, episode 35, Surviving the Police While Black. Surviving the Police While Black. Very important subject. Yesterday, I did part 1 on the subject of policing in America. Policing in America. Policing in America is an issue, a red hot issue, or a red button issue, whatever you call it. Because, as I said yesterday, there's 2 policing. Policing for people who don't look like me, and then policing for people who look like me. Yesterday I spoke on the Black Code. You can review that message on YouTube, the Paden's Pulpit channel. You can look up Black Codes and see how it relates to policing today in America. Before I start, though police have a problem, many police, some police, with black people, there are many fine police officers out there doing their job, putting their lives in danger, and keeping us safe. Unfortunately, that English saying, English from England, way back in the 1300s, one bad apple doesn't spoil a whole bunch. Well, one bad apple makes it stink. And who wants to eat the apples around that bad apple? So one bad policeman does so much to disgrace the honor, excuse me, of those police officers who do their job every day. And the sad part is that those police officers who are good use the blue wall of silence and don't say anything. So you're guilty by not saying anything. So then again, that makes you not a good police officer. So maybe I have to retract it. If you see a bad police officer and you don't do anything, no matter how you don't do it, you're not a good police officer. Different subject, different day. But I'm going to talk about what I suggest. Again, I've been black all my life. I've been dark-skinned all my life. So when I interact with people, there's no doubt, maybe they think I'm Haitian or maybe, but I'm American. I am a black American, a proud black American. I've engaged with the police hundreds and hundreds of times. When I was young, I drove very fast. I always had sports cars. I always drove, speed was something that I loved when I was younger. You encounter police, state police, city police, urban police, suburban police. And the one thing that I found in common is that when they generally stop you, they're scared to death. Let nobody tell you any different. And they should be. Because they don't know what you have on your right side, on your left side, in the back, in your, waistband, in your glove compartment. So they're scared to death. But again, they should be. I wouldn't want their job. No way, no how. But being able to do your job in spite of that trepidation, that fear, means that you still have to abide by the same law that you're looking to enforce. Many don't. They're scared, and they use that gun they have as a weapon. Now, let me just tell you some of the things that I know about the police. Again, I'm a research person. For probably close to 270 years, America's police force have been majority white, and many brutalized the black community without much retribution. And I've talked about the black codes and how that was established to keep law and order, keep them in their place. Well, look it up. According to the U.S. Bureau of Statistics, there are more than 697,000 sworn law enforcement officers throughout the United States. These officers serve over 17,000 local police departments. Here's a statistic, look it up. Blacks in America are 6 times more likely to be murdered than white males by the police. So it seems that some of these officers are prejudiced against people of color, even some of the officers who are the same color. I pointed this out yesterday as the victims they abuse. The majority of these 697,000 officers serve the public, including blacks in urban America, very fairly, with, fair and honorably. But there is a subculture of officers who misuse their powers to perpetrate heinous crimes against others due to their own personal bias and mental insanity. In my opinion, probably more fact than opinion, but I'll say it as an opinion, there is nothing lower than a cop who uses their power to abuse the same law they are sworn to withhold. Due to past abuses of power, there have been laws to protect citizens against police misconduct. Here's one that's very important and one you should know when you interact with the police. June 13th, 1966, the U.S. Supreme Court passed 5-4 in Miranda versus Arizona, what is now commonly known as Miranda rights. That a defendant in police custody must be informed of the following rights under Miranda. You have the right to remain silent, and that anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. The police also have to inform the person that they have the right to an attorney, including a public defender, that they cannot afford an attorney. Here's what I suggest. When you're dealing with the police, particularly if it's a situation where you could end up with jail time or, getting a criminal charge against you, keep your mouth shut. Say it again, Paden. Keep your mouth shut. Zip. Until you consult with an attorney. Because what you say, including any admission of guilt, can be used against you. Here's some additional tips. Look at the badge number and the name tag, and remember that their badges are generally somewhere in this area. Look at the badge number, make a mental note. If you're using your camera, which you have the right to do, video, make a note of it and the badge number. If you haven't videoed it so that it's permanent, write it down. Do not verbalize, I got your number. Because again, then you let the person know they got trouble ahead. So they're going to trump up something. Or they can trump up something. So don't get, bold and stuff. Sometimes we want to engage the police like their girlfriend and boyfriend. No. Do what's smart. Get that number, badge number, and name. Make a note of how many officers are present and record it so that it's part of there. Make a note of the date, time, and place. If the police want to enter your house, you don't have to let them in unless they have a warrant by a judge, but you got to use discretion. If somebody's screaming in your house, you can't say you don't have the right, because that's their job to find out why somebody screams. So if somebody screams, say, shut the hell up. Excuse me. Because sometimes people just talk loud, so excuse the French, but that's just how it is. I tell people that way, like, don't shut up. Somebody ride with me, shut up. Don't get me in trouble. That's how I paid now. Anybody that's been with me, know. Sorry, but it's the truth. If they do have a search warrant, make sure it's for your specific address. Sometimes they get, yes, but check to see. You have a right to ask them. If not, make a note of it and consult with your attorney. They didn't show me the address. Well, sir, the address, but they didn't show it to me. They violated my rights, because this is dollars and cents. If no warrant is produced, you have the right to refuse them entry. If they enter anyway, again, attorney. If you're stopped in your car, very important, have your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance available if they request. I see these hundreds and hundreds of videos. I don't have to show. You certainly don't have to show them. Hi, Paden. I have no criminal warrants. I have no record that they could pull up and put me in jail immediately. Here, you want to know who I am? Matter of fact, you want to know some background information on me? Here, let me Google Harry Paden so you can see. I don't have no fear of giving my address. I know I have the right to refuse it, but I want you to know who you're dealing with, so hopefully then you won't act deranged. But give them your ID. The police cannot search your car unless they have probable cause, or unless you say yes. And that's not smart to say yes. Why would you say yes? Different than the ID. Because the police could search it and pull something out their pocket and do, no, don't give the consent. They don't have the right to consent unless they suspect that something is wrong with your car. Something is, in your car that shouldn't be there. The police can arrest you, because a lot of police, they don't know the law. All they know is, I got a gun. I'm the police. That's what a lot of police, I know. I've encountered them. They think they can bully you, talk to you bad, and all that stuff, and you're supposed to be afraid. Be aware of what is going on around you. Because once you survive, then you can sue them up their wazoo. You do have the right to ask why you're being stopped. Some may not choose to tell you, but ask them. They choose not to tell you, again. Attorney. If you're given a summons, accept it. Don't tear it up. What good is that going to do? It's going to be a warrant sometime in your future. We can make them mad. Why you want to make a police officer mad? I don't make them mad. Okay, buddy. See you later. Take care. Accept it. If the police arrest you, remember your Miranda rights to remain silent. Keep your mouth shut. Make a mental note of what's going on around you. And don't get in an argument with the police. It's very frustrating. I was speaking to one of my brothers about this yesterday. It's very frustrating when they stop you, particularly when they stop you for no reason. So sometimes you figure it's because you're black. But try to keep your cool. Count 1, 2, 3, that kind of stuff. Keep your hands where they can see. When the police stop me, they have stopped me. They haven't stopped me lately. I put my hands on the dashboard with my credentials right in the middle. Yes, Mr. Officer. Yeah. All that kind of stuff. So they see I have no danger. Plus they see I got a pretty watch, so maybe they'll leave me alone. Never run or resist arrest. So many people resist. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? Boy, Boy, girl, don't you have a lawyer? Arrest me? You gonna arrest me? Okay. You behind the back? Where you over the head? What do you want? Arrest me? I'm a law-abiding citizen. Because you arrest me only means you are arresting me. If you're arresting me and there's no reason, I have recourse, attorney. Never, 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 never assault a police officer. Even if they've been abusive and obnoxious. You have rights you can better defend at a later date. If you suspect, very important, that the person confronting you is not actually an officer, call 911 immediately and keep them on the line. If possible, if you suspect it before you're being stopped, call 911 and try to go to a public area like a gas station or 7-Eleven, somewhere where they would be most likely not want the attention, particularly if they're force officers. Remember, most officers are fair, just doing their job to uphold the law. In spite of these few officers who may abuse their power, this country is safer because of police officers. The intent of this podcast is not to speak negatively against our police. This country was founded on our rights and freedoms. A person who knows and exercises their rights does not get intimidated by police. A good officer respects those rights and helps the country enforce it. It is no secret that black people in encountering police is different than the white people. They'll go off. Yeah, you can't stop me. It's different. They don't shoot them for getting loud and obnoxious. They don't. Document the fact. So don't be that black person like, I have rights. Yes, you do. But let your rights be in a nice lit courtroom with your attorney standing up and you sitting down, smiling at the officer as he finds out that his city, state, town is being sued because she whatever, you know what I mean, misused you. Okay, just some tips. It's very frustrating dealing with the police, but my objective every time I get stopped by the police, night, day, Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, is to survive. And as you can see, I've survived. Again, look at the abs, look at the muscles, you know how I am. Surviving the police is what you want to do. You don't want to get the best of them. You don't want to show that you know more law than they know. You don't want to get into an argument. None of that stuff makes sense to me. Now maybe I'm wrong. Doubt it. Surviving the police while black. Please take time to think about that, because when you encounter them, sometimes your emotions may take over. Woosah. Yes, Mr. Officer. Can I ask why you stopped me? Very low, very nonchalant. So if they're crazy and you're doing this and not confronting them, then you know, okay, I just got to survive this because this boy's still crazy, even though I'm not doing anything wrong or saying anything wrong or being aggressive. So your goal then is to survive. Yes, Mr. Officer, what do you want me to do? You want me to dance? You want me to, what do you want me to do? You want me to say you're the best officer in the world? Do whatever you got to do to survive and then sue. To God be the glory. Surviving the police while black. I am a survivor. I have been stopped hundreds of times. I have never been touched by a police officer because, again, a lot of that has to do with my reaction. Thank you.